From a huge live event that got leaked, Pandora's box returning, Hope's true destiny revealed, and the big war against the Wanderer, whose name we now know, today we're covering our final 6 theories before season 4. Hope decides to finally confront her connection to Pandora's box and its gems alongside the Oracle, who returned after all the gems were placed into the gem holder, and it uncovers tons of big mysteries. The Oracle goes on to reveal that the box should have destroyed Hope, but instead it's talking to her. It's shown Hope her deepest desires, which are none other than peace, harmony, and of course hope. But even she knows that this is a false promise, and that if she gives into it, it'll destroy her.
This box should destroy you, but instead, it talks to you. It promises me everything I've ever wanted. Peace, harmony, hope. I know that it's just showing me what I want to see. That if I give in, it'll destroy me.
Jones, who's also present, assures her that he knows her very well, and that will not happen. But it's what the Oracle says next that's a shocking reveal that some were already suspecting. Hope and the Pandora's box are indeed connected by fate and destiny. Hope was meant to be the Hope that remained at the bottom of the Pandora's box, just like in the actual myth. As she goes on to explain, it's quite literal, and it's the reason that Hope's been our main character ever since chapter 5 season 1.
Hope and this box, they're linked by the cycles of time and destiny eternal. You were meant to be the Hope at the bottom of Pandora's box. It's literally your name.
This is where it gets even more interesting, because it's possible that Hope now has her own unique set of superpowers. In this brand new spray they added to the update, we can see Hope holding the Oracle's water form in her hand. It's a poetic way to make Hope's powers related to water opposite to her sister's, showcasing the contrast between the two, as one's meant to heal but the other destroy. It is, however, when Hope mentions that she's been secretly talking to a certain character that things start to become clearer, even uncovering the Wanderer's cloak once and for all. She's been having conversations with Magneto after he came looking for her. Jones, of course, does not trust him, but Magneto's discovered something strange. If you previously asked him if he'd seen anything strange on the island, he would give hints towards the Wanderer's mysterious appearances. But now, in a new dialogue, his suspicions are starting to be confirmed, and this line of dialogue officially confirms the Wanderer has been Dr. Doom the entire time, and we'll touch on his newly revealed goals very soon. And this ties into next season because Magneto knows how dangerous Doom is, so he's also taken his own precautions by installing the rift beacons on the map. They were already used in the story, but now those rift beacons will be used by him to call reinforcements to the island from a leaked voice line, which we can only assume will be our season 4 battle pass skins. Some of the help has already arrived though, as 3 new Marvel skins were added to the game. Magneto's managed to bring 3 of the X-Men to the island, and as we suspected, one of them is Cyclops, and we also have Colossus and Jubilee. These will not be part of the season 4 battle pass, so we can assume that it leaves room for more mutants. Simultaneously, in previous quests, we also activated exactly 3 beacons, which is probably what resulted in these 3 characters being teleported in. If each beacon represents a skin, there's a ton around the map, enough in total for an entire battle pass, confirming next season we're going to see tons of Marvel characters throughout the pass and on the island. With the Wanderer seemingly confirmed as Dr. Doom, we received info on his plans and what he's been looking for on the island all along. The Oracle tells Hope that the Wanderer's tampered with the fate, linking her to Pandora's box. He's so powerful that his mere presence on the island has rewritten the stars themselves, lining up with Doom's level of power and the fact that there's a mysterious aura around him. So now, attempting to close the box itself isn't going to be enough. The Wanderer being Doom was teased all along. His white cloak is almost identical to the one from God Emperor Doom, a skin that we even have in game right now. God Emperor Doom in the comics is the strongest version of Dr. Doom. His plans in the comics were to create Battle World, fusing many realities into a big one, so fans theorized that he may want to use Reality Zero, our very island, as the location for his new fused reality. To do that though, he's gonna need a very powerful artifact. We initially thought that the Wanderer was after the 0 point, but it turns out that it's Pandora's box that he's been trying to find on the island. That's Dr. Doom's goal, and the box has connected the fates of every villain in the chapter so far, and we can only imagine what Doom is gonna do since he was consumed by the box's power himself, as stated by the Oracle. Even Magneto's afraid of what Doom may do when he seizes Pandora's box. Therefore, just as was prophesied by the Oracle in season 2, Hope needs to go to war against the Wanderer to defeat him for good. She assures us she can do it and that she doesn't need to stand alone, as all loopers will follow her lead. So we're gonna go to war, and we must win at all costs. This leads to this season's ending and the return of Pandora's box, and for the first time in ages, we're getting a full-on live event and even have details on what's gonna happen. This live event's different to all the ones we've seen in this chapter so far, as Epics internally classified it similar to the types of Fracture and Big Bang, so it's gonna be huge. The event's already ticking down on the map, as a Nitro-themed countdown's been placed on top of the pipeline near Megalodon's ship. The event will take place near the south part of the wasteland, as it'll be centered around the Leviathan ship finally fueling up, as it's now connected and attempting to raise or destroy the island. In the last minutes of the countdown, the guitar music that was played during last season's mini event will be heard, and shortly after the timer hits 0, sirens will be sounding, a sign of Megalodon's ship powering up. After what happens next is unknown. We do know how the aftermath of the event is gonna look. The nitro flowing inside the pipeline will overload and explode different parts of it until the explosions eventually reach Redline Rig, blowing it up, and underneath it revealing something that's been hiding the entire season. After it disappeared in last season's mini event by becoming a massive burst of energy and jumping right into the ocean, creating the sandstorm in the wasteland biome, both the Wanderer and Hope have been looking for Pandora's box. But the mystery's now been solved, as Pandora's box will be found underneath Redline Rig after the event ends. It's now confirmed that the liquid inside the box's orb has been nitro the entire time, and the Wastelanders built the rig on top of the box in order to have unlimited amounts of it to successfully refuel Megalodon's Leviathan ship. This is really similar to Chapter 2 Season 8 when Kevin the Cube was destroyed underneath Steamy Stacks and had been powering up Kevolution's energy plant all along. Speaking of which, a line of dialogue is now teasing the Last Reality's grand return. After the event ends, you'll be able to ask Jones his thoughts on what will be happening to the island soon, and his response is nothing short of interesting. He says the island's been doomed before, even by a mystical box-shaped villain. This is a reference to the Cube in Chapter 1 who almost exploded the island according to Dr. Sloan in the Operation Skyfire event. It could also reference Chapter 2 Season 8 where the entire island was corrupted by the Cube, so this could be a slight teaser to their return, as they would need something as powerful as Pandora's box. If the Last Reality does indeed return, they might seek the power of Pandora's box's nitro in order to bring back their own. In the Fracture event, the Herald sacrificed herself and chromed everything that was on the island, including herself, in the process merging with the reality tree. But after that, in Chapter 4 Season 1, she was spotted merged with the decayed reality tree, but she was quickly lost when the ground on the Chapter 4 map collapsed, making room for the jungle. The where she went afterwards is unknown, but there's a skin in the survey that looks almost identical to her, except she looks fossilized with some orbs. This is most likely how she's going to return, with the power of Nitro and Pandora's box bringing her back to be much stronger. Right before that happens though, something else has changed in the wasteland, and that's Hope taking over Megalodon's radio transmissions that's been going on over the season. In an ominous message, she warns everybody that if they do see the Wanderer, they should not engage with him because he's very dangerous.
If you see the Wanderer, do not engage. I don't know what's coming, but it's not pretty.
She doesn't know what's coming, but things are going to get bad very soon. However, she does say that no matter what, she will lead us in the upcoming war against him, as we're only doomed once we surrender, again hinting at Dr. Doom being the big antagonist in Season 4.
No matter what comes next, we will fight it. We're never doomed until we surrender.
In another transmission, she mocks Megalodon after she hijacked his transmissions, letting everyone on the island know that we're back to our regular program and won't be hearing more from Megalo.
I'm the big shark man! Don't worry, friends. We're back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Again, she warns of an impending doom on the island and is really frustrated with how every time we knock a villain out, 2 more emerge right behind him.
Bit of a warning though, things might get pretty bad on the island soon. Why is it every time you knock over a villain, 2 more always pop up right behind him?
A callback, of course, to the fact that we defeated the Society's crime bosses, the King of Olympus, Zeus himself, and soon will face Megalodon's wrath as well as Dr. Doom, who has, for now, assured him that the plan will be succeeding. As we get closer to Season 4, like and subscribe for updates.